We were looking to do, it's only about $100,000 a year from Ukraine to Thailand, and I think it should be more.
It is.
Yeah.
And that's why I had him here. But he'll come back, probably in a couple of months' time.
Do you let us know any?
Of course I will. I wasn't aware of all your services. We only met over dinner once, and that was a mess.
I remember. Since today, I remember more often.
Yeah, you see, the dinner we had was with a group of tourists from Germany who turned out that all spoke Russian. And when they were supposed to meet for an interview with me, they went off to see their friends. When they were supposed to see the hotel, they took off to the airport.
It is.
And one of them was a personal travel agent for Israeli tours. So why she was, this was a screw up altogether. And we were running around for these people. They were off seeing their friends. A joke that was. Anyway, I'm happy to be associated with Visit to Ukraine. Of course, I know your website, and I think it's very good. I think I can tell you about Euro 2012. Yeah, I took on being ambassador.
By the way, you're a friend of your.
A friend ambassador of Euro 2012. Yeah. I'm not a football fan. I like football, but I'm not crazy. Yeah. But
you're not really not English, because most of English is.
No, that's only what people tell you. That's not.
But at least you have a favorite football club, eh?
Yeah.
Which one?
If I had a favourite.
Yeah. Man United.
Probably.
Yeah, it is.
Because everybody's or Arsenal, But the thing is, I took it on because of the billions of dollars that was being spent on infrastructure, roads, trains, airports, and stadiums, and hotels. I was just in Kharkov last week at the Kharkov Palace. This is a world. I think this is the best hotel in Ukraine that I've seen. It's a world-class hotel, and I've been working with the general manager there, Rod, and I opened a restaurant there for them. Nowadays, I'm now going back in September sometime to open the hotel officially for them. But they're empty.
Yeah, but it's summertime. Vacations.
But you've got a 5-star hotel now. How many 5-star hotels you got in Kiev?
3. If I'm not mistaken, 3 hotels.
3.
Fairmont,
Premier Palace,
Opera, Hyatt, and Opera.
No, about 5. About 5.
There's another one up on Podil.
Radisson.
No,
Radisson
is 4.
It's 4.
Yeah, but then you get Intercontinental, which they call themselves 5.
5-star.
And now you're going to have Hilton in October and Marriott.
Marriott, yeah.
And Hilton.
Yeah, Marriott. Yeah.
So you have all these hotels, and it's no good saying they're empty, because that's costing money. It's costing everybody money, not just hotels. Because in the end, it's everybody. Because tourism is the biggest business on earth, and we need to fill it. So my role was to encourage tourism. I know the Ministry of Foreign Affairs wants to talk to me in September to promote tourism, because I'm a genuine lover of Ukraine. I think it's a fantastic place, and even today, after the road coming here and stopped by the mafia, I'm in the military. They tell me I'm doing 82, and I said my system is no, I was doing 74. Our protocol: you go to the bank and money. I said, no, I ain't going to the bank and getting money. And I showed my pass. Oh,
Yeah.
Go.
Because you are tourist,
No, I'm not a tourist. I've got.
No, but they say that.
Yeah, but no, I've got a diplomatic pass for. And when it tells border control, militia, Thai, you name it, whoever. This is Fred Fenn. He's consultant, a friend of Euro, a friend of Ukraine. Let's be kind. So it was okay, but I've just been staying at a little village 35 kilometers towards Kiev, out of Vinnytsia, and it's my wife's auntie, and she has a cow, she's got pigs and goats and geese, but there's electricity and gas, but no toilet indoors, and no water indoors. You go to the well. So I've been there since Friday, so you have to excuse me if I'm a little bit not dressed like you guys. And tomorrow I've got to be in Kiev. So I'll get home tonight about 7, I'll answer all my emails and stuff, and then I go to Kiev to meetings all day tomorrow, and Wednesday then I come back to Komsomolsk. So I'm not busy. And then on Thursday, the mayor of our town discovered I lived there.
Okay.
I've done several TV programs in Komsomolsk, including just recently Inter, and they want to take me to somewhere to represent the town.
All right.
So I love Ukraine, and I'm married to a Ukrainian lady, of course. Everybody, any expatriate that's here for some time gets sensible.
And when it was the first time when you visited Ukraine?
1992.
In 1992.
And there's been a big change. Now people tell you, there's another good point, because people say, well, it's third world here, there's nothing happened. When I came here, I came into Kiev, and the airport, Boryspil, was a road at the front with a wire netting fence. And there was 2 baggage carts, and one of them only had 3 wheels. And now, there was one hotel in Kiev, the one on the hill, Ukrainian hotel, the Freedom Square. It's the old one. That was the only one.
I was too young.
But no, but you can think in 20 years, we've got all these 5-star hotels and 4-star hotels. We've got stadiums, and tourism is good, you know. It's a fantastic city to come to. It's much nicer than Prague.
Whole country, just not city, it's whole country. It's
Well, it's diverse, isn't
a
it?
huge push in it.
I think very diverse country, Ukraine. I tell people I'm from Komsomolsk, and they say, "Oh, Russia." I said, "No, not Russia. Komsomolsk, Poltava." Oh, near Poltava. I said, "No, it's not near Poltava. It's near Kremenchuk." So we had this discussion, and then when I'm overseas, people ask me, "How is it living in Russia?" I said, "I don't know. I don't want to live in Russia. I live in Ukraine, and you know, Ukraine was a name in the 11th century, 500 years before they ever invented the word Russia.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
So I know about Ukraine because I lived here. I had the courtesy to learn, and then they say, "Oh, Ukraine." I said, "I also lived in the biggest country in Europe." "Oh, France." I said, "No, it's Ukraine again." So we go on with this. I said, "And it's the only country that's bordered by 7 other countries." So in the old days, they used to call Ukraine the border country of Europe. But actually, that's quite incorrect, because Ukraine, I don't know if you know that, it's the center of Europe. Because in the Carpathian Mountains, there's a stone that said this is the center of Europe. So we are the center of Europe, not borderline, and we're very lucky to be Ukrainians, I think. So I visit to Ukraine, I'm very, very happy to be associated with, and I want to be more associated. I think it's a brilliant project, and it has to work.
It will work.
Has to work.
Has to work.
And
We
when-
agree with you.
I'm not a person that says maybe, or I'll try. I can do, and let's do. That's how
We will do.
that's what I say. And you know, I believe in saying what I'll do and doing what I'll say. This is my motto in life. I do it. Yeah. I hope that tomorrow I've got Amatos. It's a film company in Kiev, and they want to make a film about Ukraine and 60 other countries. They said 60 other places it must be outside of Ukraine, and they want me to be part of that. So there may be a link up somewhere there, but I'll know more tomorrow after seeing these people, because there's everybody to visit Ukraine. You know, there's another website now. It just come on. Welcome to Ukraine.
Welcome to
I know the person, Valerie Look. Do you know Valerie Look? Valerie Look had a travel business, Sky Travel. Yeah.
Yeah.
She's been at it about 16 years, but she's a Hug Robinson group person for Belarus, Ukraine, and Georgia. So, yeah. I've got a lot of important meetings this next couple of days, but I wasn't supposed to come here today, as you know, but I was coming at the end of August or September because Sergey wanted me to come when everybody was back from holidays. But I didn't want to drive through your town and not come and say hello. So, on a rather puzzling day. Where I live, of course, you know what, I cleaned the car yesterday. Every time I clean the car, it rains. My mother-in-law would love me to clean the car where I live, I'm sure, because we haven't had rain for weeks. It's in Agaron, garden needs dust. Yeah. Cheers.
Cheers.
Yeah, cheers.
How do you say in Ukrainian? You know, I suppose you know. Like,
Good one.
Good, right?
I like Ukrainian language. I'm trying very hard to understand and speak more. My wife and daughter speak Ukrainian.
What countries except Ukraine do you like?
Pardon me?
What countries except Ukraine? You visited a lot of countries. What countries
do you
except
like
Ukraine
except
do you
Ukraine?
like?
Besides Ukraine?
Yeah, besides.
Well, people ask me, I like my 3 or 4 favourite countries. First off, Kenya.
Kenya?
Yeah, because it has everything. It's the only country I know that has a mountain sitting on the equator with snow on it. Now, and that's not called Kilimanjaro, because Kilimanjaro is not a mountain, it's a volcano, and it doesn't sit on the equator. Now, Kenya does, it's 200 feet, what's that, 70 metres shorter, but it has snow all year round on 3 peaks. So I belong to a club there called Mount Kenya, Safari Club. It was established by a very famous film star, and you can walk and drive by the starlight. It's fantastic, and I hope to start some safari there and some game lodge. And I've taken royalty from England there, and Sir Richard Branson on there, and lots of famous people on my safaris. And after that, I like Seychelles.
Seychelles.
Because it has the best beaches on earth. And if you find a crowded beach, you can go on where there's not a crowded beach, and if that's too bad, you can go on an island for the day with trees green on your own beach, so you can be Robinson Crusoe for the day. So it's pretty nice. And after that comes Ukraine. And people say, oh yes, what about Ukraine? Is very diversified. You've got Carpathian Mountains, you've got around here forests. Where I live, I've got the Dnieper River, sandy beaches, forests, green, nice little town. Very hospitable, and I like Ukrainian people. The more west I go, the better I like it. You know, I have to say this, don't I? Really, I was guest of honour in January at Pushk Festival in Lvov for 3 days. I was also with a group of German tourists who asked me questions for 3 days. And people tell me it's not safe here. You know, I watched the BBC programme. They said, you know, it's not safe here.
It's
You come home in a body bag, this whole Campbell, yeah. And then they went on to say they travelled from Kiev to Donetsk by train, and it was sleeping in bunks along the train, and it was very crowded, and the toilets were stinking. And I wrote in and I said, you know, if these people paid $10 for that trip. So, you know, that same trip in England would cost you £180. And you know, in England, on a car, they're sitting on the floor. And if the toilet smells there, they lock it. So that makes it even worse for the other ones. So I said, get your facts right. And if you spent $60, you could have had your own compartment with a mat out the outside and somebody to bring you tea and biscuits all night long, or beer if you wanted to. So please. And I thought, well, they'll never read this. And they did, they read the whole thing out. I was quite surprised. And what even more surprised, Poland was going to be